Previously on footage from the season so far that cost too much to justify not re-showing every episode. The pocket-sized miracle of engineering that I never used to call people tells me the poster translates to when he sees you, hide somewhere, which is terrible advice. If he sees you, you're screwed. The beauty of laser vision is that seeing you often leads to melting you.
How is she? Stable.
I don't care how gifted a field medic MM might be, this was Kimiko at the end of the last episode. Now, we've had to blur it, but trust me, there's fucking rebar inside of her. If she's stable, it's only after significant help from the writer's room.
20 sievets of radiation, sulfuric acid cocktails, more or less shoved Chernobyl right up his ass.
The reason there won't be a second annual TVSins Writers Retreat somehow makes it into the episode.
I wager that's how he got him nasty new powers.
Oh, you, the boys. There was zero fucking notice for this scalpel on pupil bullshit. F***ity all the way off with that, you inconsiderate eye holes.
You don't give a shit about Kimiko or anyone else.
Things that should not be surprising to MM are somehow still surprising to MM.
Well, ain't that just fairies and dancing eh?
The secondary reason for why there won't be a second annual TVSins Writers Retreat somehow makes it into the look, guys, it wasn't that bad. Almost everyone made it back, and hey, we got 2 punchlines out of it.
Looks like Kermit the Frog had a right wank in your mouth.
But is frog semen actually you know what? Never mind. Take this in. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take the hit in favor of further tarnishing my already bewildering and often incriminating search history.
With the changes around here, our EBITDA margins will drop a tiny bit. How do you want to handle that on the earnings call?
Homelander sees this as an attack on his manhood instead of responding with a simple, well, since Stan Edgar was the largest payroll commitment in the company and we're replacing him with an internal promotion who falls victim to the gender pay gap, we'll actually be saving all of his salary at the cost of a marginal pay bump to Ashley, meaning that the earnings before taxes, interest, and depreciation could actually look very strong, at least for this quarter.
It was an honor to lead crime analytics for the past 13 years. But all good things must come to an end.
They do not. And that is a dumb saying. The only reason all good things end is because they stop being good or they eventually become not good enough to justify the increasing cost of production, and damn it, season 8 of The Next Generation could have been magical.
You still got me.
This is probably about as reassuring to Butcher as it was when Kobe Bryant said it to Phil Jackson after Shaq and Rick Fox left the Lakers in 2004.
Tragically relapsed into an opioid addiction.
News position of a thing we already knew. Listen, you have to at least live up to the news part of your name or else you're just position. And there's no I in position. There are 2. Like the 2 eyes my closed fists are giving the show right now. Yes, that was a long walk, but I'm happy to take it with you.
We got Charleston Chew. We got Almond Joy.
We've got candy callbacks that no one cares about.
I know this doesn't make this any better.
Knowing a thing is futile, but doing it anyway. What? Oh, no. These videos are totally different.
Hughie, your arm is broken. Where the hell is your cast?
Great point. This means that Tim Fee rapidly healed his broken arm, which means that Vaught is sitting on a drug that can immediately cure broken bones. And for some reason, Stan was pitching this for use in the military and risking all the complicated Senate approvals that come with it instead of the far easier route of slipping it past the FDA and making billions in the pharmaceutical industry.
I'm like Dom Toretto taking off, trying to get away from him because I'm quick and I'm all about family.
Lazy Vin Diesel jokes. What does Hughie think this is? The movies?
You look like warmed over
Being familiar enough with warmed over to use it as a comparative metaphor.
Those soups are so vile. Why do you want to be one again?
Queen Maeve would be one of the boys at TVSins.
What about Homelander's son?
Be years before Ryan say him on.
To put that into non-soup terms, Butcher doesn't object to using Ryan because he's a child and should keep his innocence, but because he isn't strong enough to hold a machine gun yet.
How about that plain video?
You'd end up killing 1 million people. The video was always a bluff.
Queen Maeve says bluff, but I think she means way to believably get them out of trouble at the end of season 2 when Homelander had them over a barrel, but now has become less fun because we need to find a way to make Homelander scary again.
Used to be months of live work to tell you on a suit. Gunpowder, not even the New York Minute.
Show misses the opportunity to have 2 musical numbers, and I have to say a Butcher-led New York Minute would have been my preferred option.
With great power comes the absolute certainty that you'll turn into a right.
The MCU giving the first F-bomb to Chris Pratt, but not allowing this poetry to come from Tom Holland. Butcher's Unveed William survives this.
Chocolate limes. For when she wakes up.
What, getting stabbed with rebar wasn't torture enough for poor Kimiko? Now you want her to endure the awful flavor combination of citrus and chocolate? Wow, Frenchie was right. You are a monster. Character smokes in a place they're obviously not allowed to smoke to prove they're a badass. Cliché.
You do not me, I you.
Is also the all-too-accurate but discarded slogan for A, the U.S. healthcare system, B, the U.S. rental market, C, the U.S. two-party political system. Oh, I'm sorry. The answer was actually secret option D, the U.S. higher education system. Go us.
She's just a child.
It's never stopped you before?
God knows I love a complicated anti-hero, but did little Nina just imply that Frenchie has killed children? Look, there's only so much work that adorable accent can do before I really start to question my ability to root for this man. Here we have a poster of Crimson Countess and Silver Kincaid. Nice nod to the source material, except that the Silver Kincaid we've seen in this universe is from Birmingham, England, and doesn't look much like the character in this poster at all. Now, yes, it's possible that the name is passed down from person to person, but I'd much rather sin it for being an undercooked and contradictory Easter egg.
It is so important to do the work, to have the difficult conversations.
Oh, sure, they can have difficult conversations, but whenever I try to bring up difficult topics, like the disturbing lack of Godzilla Mothra romance fan fiction, I'm called weird and told to please never speak to me again and stop bringing this up at family reunions. Wouldn't be a man out of time scene if we didn't have said man wandering around a city street marveling at how much the world has changed. I'm amazed Amazon showed some restraint by not throwing in a 3D projection of Jake Gyllenhaal biting Soldier Boy's head off. Casting Jensen Ackles in an important role just to have him grunt and explode whenever he's on camera, and not in the way I've previously requested. I don't know who wrote this social studies quiz, but this question about the objects in Earth's orbit in this geography question makes me wonder how familiar they are with social studies.
He's standing up to the crooks, the corporations, and the legacy media.
Show is setting up Todd to be the everyday man that is sucked into Homelander's bullshit, but fails to realize we already hated him and couldn't respect him any less if we tried. Show forgets that the real scary is when people you do like and do respect fall for this terrifying rhetoric. What? Butcher shows an ID card to an officer from like a billion feet away and he's just waved in. Did the officer even get a good glance at it? Is Butcher well enough known by law enforcement to wander in and out of crime scenes? Did he recognize Carl Urban?
Hughie?
Ivy.
I hate to quote Homelander, but I feel like Hughie's idiot brain might actually be getting by stupid. He turned up at the crime scene of a superhuman event while pretending to call in sick from his day job dealing with superhuman events. This would be like me calling in sick to this job and then turning up to spit a verse in the YouTube comments.
You need help.
You need us.
After a record-settingly brief hiatus, the boys are back. Be sure to catch their reunion tour, where they'll be playing the hits you love, like Hit Me Soupy One More Time, We Were on a Break Your Neck, and of course, every Hughie, Butcher Street's back. Get your tickets in the next 15 minutes before they break up again.
I owe you that much, and then you don't go see me no more.
Seeing as how The Boys has already been renewed for season 4, that seems like an empty promise.
Leave the goddamn Clams Casino at the door.
This ain't Grubhub, motherfucker. Open up.
This seems like a wonderful opportunity to send food delivery apps and all the ridiculous fees they charge. So here's a send for your processing fee, another for your small item fee, and one more for a service fee. You can charge me a delivery fee based on mileage, and that is it.
2 words. Shannon Tweed.
Unless we're working from different dictionaries, that wasn't 2 words, that was 2 proper nouns.
So if I ran the prints on that mirror, what would I come up with?
This sways legend to spill the tea on Soldier Boy's visit, as if MM has a portable fingerprint analyzer on his person and the ability to irradiate legend via nuclear chest blast.
Now you know what Soldier Boy did to my family, and you know because you okayed the cover-up.
Let me get this straight. Soldier Boy killed MM's family and this guy managed the cover-up? Why hasn't MM killed this guy yet? I don't care how useful he is to the cause. Why is he hugging him?
Shit. I okayed a million cover-ups.
Thinking that murder is okay because you've done a lot of them.
Maybe you can go there and find out.
Seeing as we've got about half an hour to go in this episode, I imagine that's exactly what they'll do. And Homelander will, I don't know, sit through some more board meetings and find a new way to make me hate dairy. It is at this point that I'll note that the Legends expected Grubhub didn't turn up, although he was clearly expecting it at the start of the meeting, and I fear that may have all been in service of a punchline.
What are you and William cooking up?
If they keep raw dogging it, probably a soup child. Maybe soup herpes. Perhaps both.
If you don't draw the line somewhere, how the hell are you going to know where you stand?
I don't metaphor very well, but if we all stopped drawing lines, wouldn't we all be technically standing together, undivided, and able to talk through our differences? Yeah, that sounds like bullshit, but no less than what MM said, which is kind of my point.
We can't let him do this.
Who are you referring to?
Thank you, Ashley. See, Starlight, this is what happens when you play the pronoun game. People get confused and you get sinned.
Don't need powers. You just need to be human.
Unreasonable expectations. For Ashley, anyway.
The damage is so severe that Nathan will never walk again.
Well, good thing you got that temporary compound V that can heal any physical injuries, right? I know A-Train doesn't know about the Temp V, but I get the feeling we'd be overlooking the whole heal wounds thing, even if he did.
You know, to think that my donation to this community would be met with such intolerance.
Perfectly timed news report is perfectly timed to perfectly amp up A-Train's righteous rage.
I got my man, who could ask for anything more?
Going with I Got Rhythm instead of a real banger like Slap That Bass. Do you even musical theater? Here's a sin removal for the bold choice of not making the weirdest thing in this episode a dick-based throttling and instead going with this sudden and glorious dance number. All right. Sin removal aside, this is just getting ridiculous and frankly out of hand. I mean, just look at this sign. It says that rooms 201 to 209 are straight ahead and rooms 212 to 215 are on the right. But what happened to rooms 210 and 211? Where are they? Where are they? This does not seem safe. Even the most patient of audiences is panning this performance.
I've already got commitments from the orangutan from Dunstan Checks In.
Well, that would certainly be quite the attraction considering he died in 2010.
Technically, those aren't chimps.
Seth Rogen, presumably playing Seth Rogen, seems to think that we at TVSins need help with the chimp technicalities from a monkey spanker.
There is no other place in the world a monkey will want to be than right here.
Citation needed.
Hold your horses, there comes a lot 779.
See previous sin.
Did you get them?
Sure did.
Wow, those are much bigger than I thought they would be.
Forget the size, my man. There's no way those are regulation marbles. My goodness, the World Marbles Federation would never allow you to compete with marbles that were connected together like this. I mean, how are they even going to play marbles over the internet? Why would Seth Rogen put his name to this ridiculousness?
Sexy.
Time to pour a sin out in honor of the Foley artist who was tasked with audibly lubricating this scene. Crimson Countess was part of the best superhero team in the world, but the fact that she's been foiled by duct tape suggests she's not even the best superhero in this trailer.
How do you escape from Russia?
Through the magic of being off camera, of course.
We got a big fish to hook, and you're the worm.
But in this metaphor, how did they arrive before the fish? Soldier Boy had a huge head start on them, but won't arrive until all of Butcher's pieces are in place, including a sedated MM. How long did it take him to get into that f***ing suit?
I can finally save you for once.
Didn't you save Annie in season 2 when you broke into Vought headquarters with Lamplighter? I'm pretty sure you didn't have powers when you did that, Hughie. Maybe you don't need them now, and the saving Annie thing is just a cover for your growing addiction to Compound V. It's kind of wild how many of the problems in the Boysiverse could be solved with some quality therapy.
I don't need you to save me, Hughie. I need you.
Can I get the temp V that Hughie's using and tell us skip out of here? I get these super suits are designed to take a beating, but we know that this is Soldier Boy's original suit, so why and how would it be able to withstand his new nuclear blast power?
Hughie, you're teaming up with a murderer.
Technically, murder is a legal term to refer to the action of taking a life. Unless Soldier Boy has been convicted of murder in a court of law, he's just a killer. See, Seth Rogen? That's how you wield a technicality. F***ing amateur.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
You killed Gunpowder, didn't you? Did you use your little laser eyes?
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
With the changes around here, our EBITDA margins will drop a tiny bit. How do you want to handle that on the earnings call?
It was my understanding that there would be no math.
You still got me.
You all still have Zoidberg.
I love scotch. I love scotch. Scotchy, scotch, scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
You know, it's actually racist to call somebody racist.
Oh, this is a very frustrating conversation. And you know, because you okayed the cover-up.
I okayed a million cover-ups.
How many people does it take, Admiral, before it becomes wrong?
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
I ain't drawing that line.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.